Hello everyone, Michael Brady here from Brady Musical Instruments. If you've been following along with the past few videos, you'll know that I am on a mega batch unveiling for this week. So without further ado, I'd like to give a first look and listen to the second batch of ocarinas from this mega batch unveiling, and the official batch 22 of high-end ocarinas from Brady Musical Instruments. So over the course of this video, I'm going to be diving into each of these ocarinas, taking a look at the woods, the sound samples, the voicing, and response of each of the ocarinas, and then giving a sound demo at the end. So as a quick recap, this video series going on this entire week, one video a day, is leading up to the 82nd New England Folk Music Festival happening in Marlborough, Massachusetts. So as part of that, I decided to develop and launch as many pendants as I could for this. So I got through 18 brand new pendants that are being launched, especially for this event, in addition to all the other instruments that I have on hand. So as part of this, I have tons of new woods, several new keys, and a brand new size of pendant as well. So for this batch consists of 3 soprano ocarinas. These are serial numbers 60, 61, and 62. So this batch actually consists of a mix of very unique woods, as well as 2 different keys. So the first 2 ocarinas of this batch are identical, and the second one is kind of is a kind of quirky one, but I think is still a fun one. So jumping right in, I'm going to go over the first ocarina of this batch. So this is ocarina number 60. So this ocarina actually, and the second one coming up, is made up from a really unusual pairing of woods. I didn't know how it would go in the beginning, but I think it's a fun pairing, and I really enjoy it myself. So the base foundation of this wood is a really beautiful selection of figured maple burl. So you can see, beautiful maple burl patterns going diagonally across this ocarina. There's some beautiful natural inclusions and checks in it that I really love, in particular working with the burls. This wood was actually left over from a custom maple burl base shun that I made last year for a customer. I had a bunch of that wood left over, and it's been the perfect wood for these pendant ocarinas. Now, for the top, I didn't really know what to do. I've done a bunch of curly maple for the tops. I've done some other figured maples. And I figured, while a maple top would kind of be clean, I wanted to try something a bit more bold. And I was looking around, and I was like, you know what? Let's slap some purpleheart onto this maple burl and see what happens. And honestly, you'd think that maple burl and purpleheart is a bit of an unusual combination, but I think it actually works. So you can see here's the beautiful deep purple heart. There's a little bit of chatoyance in the maple, which pairs nicely with the figuring of the chatoyance of the purple heart that kind of matches the figure of the maple. So you have, that nice deep purple top. You have that really figured wild maple burl grain. So again, the maple and the purple heart pairing is a really unique one, and I think it's a pendant that really stands out. And in particular with the purple heart often has a lot of nice chatoyance to it. So I think this is a nice little gem of an ocarina. Finally, we have the classic aromatic cedar mouthpiece. This ocarina is tuned to the key of E5, so I will play up and down the scale and give a little bit of improvisation on it so you can hear the full range. So this is what ocarina number 60 sounds like. One thing I really love about this ocarina set is not only is it a really unique combination of woods, but the tone and clarity is just really sweet. In my prior batch, where I had the walnut and zebra wood, um, they were a little bit, they were definitely, they had a sweetness to it, but they were noticeably more mellow. This one, with the harder woods, has a nice brightness to the tone. Has a really beautiful bird-like singing quality to it. So a little bit more brightness, and just a really just unbelievably smooth playing tone across the range. Moving on, we have Ocarina number 61. So again, like the first one, this is tuned to the key of E5 and is made from the same selection of three woods. So you have another beautiful piece of figured maple burl. So this one has a lot of wild figure everywhere you look around all the sides. There's a beautiful natural inclusion here that I think always adds extra character to these ocarinas. Nice little natural check here. Again, all these are fully sealed on the inside and the outside. The checks and cracks don't go through. There's no risk of them really cracking more. It's just part of the natural inclusions in the wood that I like to exemplify in these ocarinas to really show off the natural raw beauty of the woods. So pairing for on the top of this, again, we have a nice chatoyant piece of deep purple heart, which again is a bit of a unusual combination with the maple, but I think makes for a really unique and beautiful ocarina. Finally, we have the aromatic cedar mouthpiece. So playing up and down the scale on a little bit of improv, this is what number 61 sounds like. So, like the first one, this has just incredible sweetness. Just playing it, there's certain ocarinas that are very smooth, a little bit rougher, a little bit more textured, a little bit more clean. These two, what they really stand out for me is just their sweetness. And I've mentioned this on some other ones. When you're playing it and you get that resonance right, and you have the breath curve, and just the tone flowing from it, it really feels like you're playing with a mouthful of honey. It's just such a sweet, crystal clear tone, but still has a bit of texture to it. So it's not super pure sounding, has clarity and texture and just this unbelievable sweetness that I think that makes these particular ocarinas really stand out in the pendants that I've made so far. Finally, we have number 62. So this is a bit of a weird one. The shape you'll see in a minute is a little bit different. The wood combination is pretty unusual. This was actually made from a scrap piece of wood I had from a prior build, and I mentioned this before, my personal Tsugaru shamisen build. I've had a whole bunch of wood left over from that build. Not big enough for some other stuff, but perfect size for ocarinas. The piece for this was a little bit smaller than what I would typically use for this standard size of pendant. So I still followed the same template, but I kind of modified the inside so it would work a little bit. So you can see here right off the bat, the shape is a little bit different. It looks a little bit more cut off and flat at the bottom. Kind of a little bit more short and stubby, but still a very nice little pendant. So this actually has a whole bunch of different woods. So the body first is made up of 3 woods. These are actually laminated together vertically here. So this was actually part of the tension of my shamisen, which is kind of the headstock. So if you see kind of that shrimp tail type curved headstock, this block was left over from cutting away from that. So this consists of Australian red mallee burl in the center, curly maple stripes on the side, and then figured bubinga on the side. So that was the theme of the shamisen build, and it was a really nice combination that I really liked. The Australian red mallee burl, I haven't had any since that build. I really want to get more. It's one of my favorite burls. It's just the color is so rich. The figuring is amazing. I found that it's getting harder to find, but I definitely want to get some more Australian red mallee burl for some future builds. For the top, since the back was so unconventional with a whole bunch of woods, I figured, let's just go with something a little bit wild on the theme and continue it. And I decided to go with a leopardwood top. So I had planned on using leopardwood for a bunch of builds. I had a bunch of it. I started using it for prototyping, and as you might guess, prototyping doesn't always work out. So none of the leopardwood tops that I had in development actually made it to production. So this is actually the first leopardwood. Finally, hopefully I'm going to have more leopardwood moving forward for ocarinas. So we got that nice mottled striped, kind of mottled spotted leopard wood, and then finally the aromatic cedar mouthpiece. So because this one is shorter and smaller, this is a little bit higher, so this is tuned to the key of F5. So I'm going to just go up and down the scale so you can hear what this sounds like. So this is number 62. So with this one, with the harder and denser woods, there's a lot of brightness to it. This one actually has some good projection, a little bit more volume despite the smaller size. Um, Unbelievably clear high notes. All three of these ocarinas, I think, just have such amazing clarity at the high end, just such amazing sweetness. That they really stand out for me. And even though there's some slightly different woods here, some slightly different keys, I think this set of three actually pairs together nicely because the breath curve is very similar. The tone and response of them is very similar. That's extra sweetness on the high end, extra clarity is all similar across all three of them. So they all have a unique wood selection and a just crystal clear tone as a kind of a really high end, high quality pendant ocarina. So now I'm going to play a little bit more improvisation on one of these ocarinas. So please enjoy some more improv on these ocarinas before we wrap out this video. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this video of unveiling. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is day 2 of the mega batch unveiling for the New England Folk Festival showcase. So I've got ocarinas numbers 60, 61, and 62 made from a wide range of woods. We've got burls, we've got purpleheart, we've got leopardwood, we've got a whole bunch of different things mixed in here. Tuned to the keys of E5 and F5. Some really unique woods and some really sweet sounding ocarinas. So there's still a lot more ocarinas to come. I still got several more batches. This is only the second batch out of 5 batches that will be unveiled, plus an extra special brand new instrument unveiling at the end of this. So if you like any of these instruments that you see, be sure to reach out and get on the reserve list if you won't be attending the event in person. If none of these instruments that you're interested in sell at the event, then first come, first serve they'll be immediately available for the reserve list right after the showcase. So all the information for all these instruments is already up on the Brady Musical Instruments website, as well as unveiling pictures on the Brady Musical Instruments Facebook and Instagram. There's still a lot more videos to come, and we are still less than halfway through, so lots of exciting instruments. So with that, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.